Hey, this is Z with Small Scale Development. We'll be going step by step to look at development so you can do it for yourself. So it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, so apologize for that for anyone who's been waiting for more. I'll keep working on it, but it's kind of a side hustle here, so I'll keep working on it though. Today I'm just going to go over looking at how to understand your buildable area for a site based on the zoning and setbacks. And we're going to look here at a lot in Bentonville, Arkansas. So usually we are doing stuff in Fayetteville, but today I'm going to look at a lot in Bentonville, Arkansas, so you can kind of get a feel for a different city and similarities and differences. So we are going to look at this lot right here. So we've got the survey done, and what we can see from the survey, it may be a little bit difficult to see here, but it is 157.79 feet. So let's say call it 158 feet. Here 158.02. So we've got about 158 feet of depth. However, we also have this back part is part of a alleyway, so that's obviously not buildable on there. And then we've got it goes 40.34 from side to side here, and I don't know exactly, but I'm going to assume that it's 40 feet if you just measured it, directly perpendicular. So 40 feet is the minimum lot width in this zoning, which we'll see in a minute, but that'll give us, so it's approximately 158 by 40 feet. You can see the road here. We've got a 35 foot right of way, which goes to the front of the property line. And then we also have a 15-foot utility easement. So we've got to take 15 feet away from that. So I don't have the measurement exactly, but I'm going to call this looks 15 feet. It looks roughly about 15 feet from here to here as well. So we're just going to call it that. Ideally you get with the surveyor to get the precise measurements, but this will give you a feel for it. So this lot, it was already subdivided previously. It was rezoned to sort of a more dense zoning, and it was already rezoned. And so the zoning code, the zoning district, I guess, we would need to go. It should say it on the survey, but I'm going to just go onto the zoning map just to make sure it's the most updated. So we can go to the public zoning map, and we can zoom into the site here. The yellow is primarily residential, and if we come in right here, this is zone DN2. I think it's downtown neighborhood 2, so meaning 1 is a little less dense, 2 is a little more dense. You'll have different zoning districts in your city, but that's what this zoning district is. So I'm going to come over to the city zoning code, which you can find online typically. I'm going to look at the zoning regulations here to see what we can actually build here, and I've already clicked on it, so I'm going to just scroll up here. I was looking at this here. So downtown neighborhood districts, DN2, downtown medium density residential. So what can you build in DN2? Well, you can build single family, 2-family, or a townhouse if you are on the block end. So I guess that means if you're and on the corner as opposed to mid-block. DN2. So if you're allowed to do a single family, 2-family, this is not mid-block. This is just this is mid-block, not block end. So single family or 2-family. And let's just see here. Yeah. Okay, so DN2 single family, it has alley access, so you've got to have minimum of 4,000 square feet and also have 40-foot minimum lot width. So since that's the zoning and it was already zoned, then I think we're good for the minimum lot width as being 40, and you can have a minimum or maximum lot coverage of 50%. So you can't cover the whole yard with buildings. Let's see, single family, and you are allowed to do two family. So let's see, single family, two family, alley access. It's the same thing. So there's no difference there. Single family attached structure, no alley access. Okay. Now we're going to go to look at the minimum setback. So for DN2, for a single family and two family, we've got a minimum front yard of 12 feet and a maximum of 25 feet. So if we go back to the zoning code, it's a minimum of 12 feet. So you've got to be behind 12 feet here, but you have a 15-foot utility easement, which you can't build in. And so we're good there, and it's a 25-foot maximum. So somewhere around here, we can't put the house further back. It's got to be kind of in this range here, so that they generally line up. So that's pretty standard. Then we're going to look at okay, corner yard. It's not a corner yard. It's interior side yard. So side yards, we've got a 7-foot yard space, or we've got to have 7-foot setbacks on each side. So, if you look at this building right here, I presume this is 7 feet and 7 feet at the maximum. So it's going to be something like this. So we've got, it's 40 feet wide, and then you've got 7 feet on each side. So that's 14 feet that you can't build. So 40 feet minus the 14 feet leaves us with 26 feet wide of building. Now, in Fayetteville, you're allowed to have overhangs into those 7-foot setbacks, or they typically have 5-foot setbacks. So you can actually, in different zoning they have different setbacks, but let's say your building itself is 26 feet wide. You're allowed to build up to, I think, go 2 feet into the setback with your overhangs or any sort of like a bay window or any chimney, something like that butts out into the space. I don't know offhand in Bentonville if that is allowed, so I would have to look more into the zoning. However, just looking at some of these spaces here, I'm thinking that you probably you're probably going to be able to go into that setback. If you're closer than 5 feet, then into the setback, then there's fire codes that come into play typically. So that just means that you need to do things a little bit differently with the overhangs. What else do we have here? Height limits. So height limit is 36 feet for a single family and two family. And so that's what we have. So if we come back here, and rear setbacks. Let's go back here. Rear setbacks, 25 feet. So if we come back over here, I'm going to call this 15 feet. I'm going to call this 15 feet right here. I don't know precisely, but it's probably pretty close. And then we are looking at maybe another 10 feet here. So we're looking at 158 feet is the total depth. We take away 15 feet, which is going to be 143. Hopefully I'm doing the math right. 143. And and then we're going to take another, we've got 15 feet off here and another 10 feet. So we've got 158 and we've got 15, 15, 30, and then we've got another 10 feet. So we got to take 40 feet away. So we're at 158 and we take away 40. That leaves us with 118 feet of space that we can build on. So again, we've got essentially 118 in depth and maximum, and we've got 40 minus 14, so 26 width. So essentially we can go 26 wide by 118 deep, and that's where we're at. We may need to look again just at whether you can encroach on the setbacks with overhangs, and then sometimes there may be some issues if the foundation, if you have siding and it's hangs over a few inches, that may be an issue. Or if you put brick on the siding and it's a few inches, that may or may not be an issue. But now we can have kind of the basic idea. All right, thank you very much.